Have you ever felt like you just don't fit in anywhere? Like you're a puzzle piece that doesn't quite match the picture? Maybe you've always felt different from everyone else, even your family and close friends. If this sounds like you might be one of the chosen. Don't worry, we're not talking about some exclusive club or secret society. We're talking about people who feel a deep sense of being different, of not quite belonging in the world around them. In this video, we're going to dive into why some people feel this way and what it really means to be chosen. Let's start by talking about who these chosen people really are. When we say the chosen, we're not talking about people who are better than others or who have some special powers. We're simply talking about individuals who feel deeply different from the majority of people around them. These are folks who often feel like they're watching the world from the outside, even when they're right in the middle of things. The chosen are people who might look just like everyone else on the outside, but on the inside, they feel like they're tuned into a different frequency. It's like everyone else is listening to pop music, but the chosen are hearing classical or jazz. It's not that one is better than the other, it's just different. These individuals often feel a strong pull towards understanding the deeper meanings of life. While others might be content with the day-to-day routines of work, family, and social life, the chosen often find themselves questioning why we're here, what our purpose is, and how we fit into the grand scheme of things. The chosen might be the daydreamers in class, the ones who always have their heads in the clouds. They're often creative types, artists, writers, musicians, but they can also be scientists, teachers, or work in any field really. What sets them apart is not their job or their hobbies, but their inner world and how they perceive things around them. One important thing to remember is that being chosen doesn't mean being special or superior. It simply means being different. It's not about having an extra talent or ability that others don't have. Instead, it's about experiencing the world in a unique way that can sometimes make it hard to relate to others or feel like you truly belong. The chosen often feel a strong connection to nature or to spiritual ideas. They might feel more at home sitting under a tree or watching the stars than they do at a crowded party or a busy shopping mall. This doesn't mean they can't enjoy those things, but they often need more time alone or in quiet places to recharge and feel like themselves. Many of the chosen report feeling like they have a mission or a purpose in life, even if they can't quite put their finger on what it is. They have a nagging feeling that they're meant to do something important, something that will make a difference in the world. This feeling can be both exciting and frustrating, especially when they're not sure how to fulfill this sense of purpose. It's also common for the chosen to be highly sensitive. This doesn't mean they cry easily, although some might. It means they're often more aware of subtle energies, emotions, and undercurrents in their environment. They might pick up on how others are feeling, even when those people aren't showing it outwardly. This sensitivity can be a gift, but it can also be overwhelming at times. The chosen often struggle with the practical aspects of life. They might find it hard to focus on mundane tasks or to understand why others get so excited about things like sports, celebrity gossip, or the latest gadgets. This can make them feel out of step with their peers and unsure of how to connect with others. Remember, being one of the chosen isn't about being part of an elite group. It's about experiencing life in a way that often feels out of sync with the mainstream. It comes with its own set of challenges and rewards, which we'll explore more as we go on. Now that we have a general idea of who the chosen are, let's talk about some signs that you might be one of them. Remember, everyone is unique, and you don't need to have all of these signs to be considered one of the chosen. These are just common experiences that many people who feel different often share. First, let's talk about feeling like an outsider. This is probably the most common sign of being one of the chosen. You might feel this way even when you're with your friends or family. It's like being at a party where everyone is laughing at a joke, but you don't get it. You smile and nod along, but inside, you feel separate from the group. This feeling isn't constant, but it comes up often enough that you've noticed it. Another sign is having a strong interest in spiritual or philosophical ideas from a young age. Maybe as a kid, while your friends were playing video games, you were wondering about what happens after we die or why the universe exists. You might have asked questions that made adults uncomfortable or that they couldn't answer. This curiosity about the big questions in life is a common trait among the chosen. Many of the chosen also report feeling a deep connection to nature. You might feel more at peace in the woods or at the beach than you do in a city. You might notice small details in nature that others overlook, the pattern of veins on a leaf, the way light shimmers on water, or the complex social behaviors of animals. This connection often goes beyond just enjoying nature. It's a feeling of being part of it, of understanding its rhythms and patterns on a deep level. Another sign is having vivid dreams or unusual experiences that you can't explain. Maybe you've had dreams that felt more real than reality, or that seemed to predict future events. You might have experienced déjà vu more often than seems normal, or had moments where you felt like you could read someone else's thoughts. These experiences don't mean you have superpowers, but they might indicate that you're more tuned in to subtle energies or aspects of reality that others don't notice. Many of the chosen are also highly creative. You might express this through art, music, writing, or even scientific theories or inventions. Your mind might work in ways that others find unusual, making connections between ideas that most people wouldn't put together. This creativity often comes with a rich inner world. You might have a vivid imagination and spend a lot of time daydreaming or lost in thought. Empathy is another common trait among the chosen. You might find that you easily pick up on other people's emotions, sometimes to the point where it's overwhelming. You might feel drained after spending time in crowds, or find yourself taking on the moods of people around you without realizing it. This empathy can be a beautiful gift, allowing you to connect deeply with others, but it can also be challenging to manage. Many of the chosen also report feeling like they don't belong in this time or place. You might feel like you were born in the wrong era, or even on the wrong planet. This isn't about wanting to live in the past or having an interest in history. It's a deep-seated feeling that you're somehow out of step with the world around you. Another sign is having a strong sense of mission or purpose, even if you're not sure what it is. You might feel like you're meant to do something important with your life, something that will help others or change the world in some way. This feeling can be both inspiring and frustrating, especially when you're not sure how to fulfill it. Many of the chosen are also drawn to healing professions or roles where they can help others. This might manifest as a career in healthcare, counseling, or teaching, or it might show up as a natural tendency to listen to and support friends and family. You might find that people often come to you for advice or comfort, sensing your empathetic nature. Lastly, many of the chosen report feeling a connection to something greater than themselves. This doesn't necessarily mean a belief in God or any specific religion. It might be a sense of being connected to the universe, to all living things, or to some kind of higher consciousness. This feeling often comes with a sense of awe and wonder about the world and our place in it. Remember, these signs don't define who you are, and not everyone will experience all of them. Being one of the chosen isn't about checking off a list of traits. It's about a general feeling of being different, of experiencing the world in a unique way. If you resonate with some or all of these signs, you might be one of the chosen. But even if you don't, remember that everyone is unique and special in their own way. The most important thing is to be true to yourself, whoever you are. Now that we've talked about who the chosen are and some signs that you might be one of them, let's dive into why these special individuals often feel like they don't fit in. It's not just about being different. It's about how that difference interacts with the world around us. First, let's think about how our society is set up. Most of our world is built around what works for the majority. Our schools, workplaces, and social norms are designed for people who think and feel in certain ways. But the chosen often think and feel differently. It's like being left-handed in a world made for right-handed people. You can still do everything, but it might feel a bit awkward or uncomfortable. The chosen often have different priorities than what society expects. While many people focus on getting a good job, making money, and fitting into social groups, the chosen might be more concerned with finding meaning, understanding themselves, or making a positive impact on the world. This difference in priorities can make it hard to relate to others or to feel satisfied with the typical life path. Another reason the chosen don't fit in is their sensitivity. Remember how we talked about the chosen being more aware of emotions and energies? Well, in a world that can be pretty harsh and fast-paced, this sensitivity can be overwhelming. It's like having your volume turned up to 10 all the time when everyone else is at a 5. This can make crowded places, loud noises, or emotionally charged situations really challenging for the chosen. The chosen also tend to question things more than others. In a world where we're often expected to follow rules and accept things as they are, the chosen's tendency to ask why can be seen as disruptive or problematic. You might find yourself wondering why we do things certain ways, or challenging ideas that everyone else seems to accept without question. This can make others uncomfortable, and it can make you feel like you're always swimming against the current. Many of the chosen also struggle with the pace of modern life. In a world that values busyness and constant productivity, the chosen's need for quiet reflection and deep thought can seem out of place. You might feel rushed or pressured to keep up with a pace that doesn't feel natural to you. It's like being a turtle in a world of rabbits. You might get where you're going eventually, but you're going to take a different path to get there. Lastly, the chosen often have a hard time with small talk and surface-level relationships. You might find yourself wanting to dive into deep conversations about life, the universe, and everything, while those around you are more comfortable chatting about the weather or the latest TV shows. This can make it hard to connect with others and can leave you feeling isolated, even in a crowd. All of these factors combine to create a sense of not fitting in. But remember, not fitting in doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means you're different, and that's okay. In fact, as we'll see later, this difference can be a beautiful and important thing. Now, let's talk about how being one of the chosen connects to spirituality. When we say spirituality, we're not talking about any specific religion. Instead, we're talking about a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves, a feeling that there's more to life than what we can see and touch. Many of the chosen feel a strong pull towards spiritual ideas and experiences. This doesn't mean you have to meditate for hours every day or believe in any particular god. It's more about feeling connected to the world around you in a deep way. You might feel a sense of awe when you look at the stars, or a feeling of peace when you're in nature. These are spiritual experiences, even if they don't involve traditional religious practices. The chosen often report feeling like they can sense energies or vibrations that others can't. This might sound a bit out there, but it's really just about being more aware of the subtle things around us. You might be able to tell how someone is feeling just by being near them, or you might get a strong gut feeling about a place or situation. This sensitivity is often linked to spiritual awareness. Many of the chosen also have a strong interest in things like meditation, yoga, or energy healing. These practices can help you understand and manage your sensitivity, and they can also deepen your spiritual connection. You might find that these practices come naturally to you, or that you're drawn to learn more about them. The chosen often feel a deep need to understand the meaning of life and their place in it. This quest for meaning is at the heart of many spiritual traditions. You might find yourself drawn to reading spiritual or philosophical books, or spending time in quiet reflection trying to understand the big questions of life. Another way the chosen connect to spirituality is through a sense of interconnectedness. You might feel a strong bond with all living things, or a sense that everything in the universe is connected in some way. This feeling of oneness is a key part of many spiritual traditions, and it's something that many of the chosen experience naturally. The chosen often have a strong sense of intuition or inner knowing. You might have gut feelings about things that turn out to be right, or you might feel like you're being guided by something beyond yourself. This inner guidance is often seen as a spiritual connection, a way of tapping into a deeper wisdom. Many of the chosen also report having experiences that could be described as mystical or transcendent. This might be a feeling of pure joy or peace, a sense of leaving your body, or a moment of clarity where everything seems to make sense. These experiences can be powerful and life-changing, and they often deepen the chosen's spiritual connection. It's important to note that being spiritual doesn't mean rejecting science or rational thought. Many of the chosen find ways to balance their spiritual beliefs with scientific understanding. You might see science as a way of exploring and understanding the amazing universe that your spiritual side appreciates. The spiritual connection that many of the chosen feel can be a source of comfort and strength. When you feel out of place in the world, Connecting to something bigger than yourself can help you feel grounded and purposeful. It can also help you make sense of your experiences and your place in the world. However, this spiritual connection can also be challenging. You might struggle to explain your experiences or beliefs to others who don't share them. You might feel frustrated when you can't find answers to your big questions. And you might feel lonely if you don't have others around you who share your spiritual interests. Remember, there's no one right way to be spiritual. Your connection might involve traditional religious practices, or it might be as simple as feeling awe when you look at a beautiful sunset. The important thing is to honor your own experiences and beliefs, while still remaining open to learning and growing. Being one of the chosen comes with its own set of challenges. While these challenges can be difficult, understanding them can help you navigate them better. Let's talk about some of the common hurdles that the chosen often face. One of the biggest challenges is feeling misunderstood. Because you see the world differently, you might often feel like others don't get you. You might share an idea or feeling that's really important to you, only to have others dismiss it or look at you like you're speaking a foreign language. This can lead to feelings of frustration and loneliness. You might start to keep your thoughts to yourself, which can make you feel even more isolated. Another challenge is dealing with overwhelm. Remember how we talked about the chosen being more sensitive? Well, this sensitivity can make the world feel like it's too much sometimes. You might find crowds exhausting or feel drained after watching the news. The emotions and energies of others can hit you hard, leaving you feeling tired and overwhelmed. It's like your senses are always turned up to maximum volume, and sometimes you just want to turn them down. Many of the chosen also struggle with finding their place in the world. You might feel a strong sense that you're meant to do something important, but you're not sure what that is. This can lead to feelings of frustration or anxiety. You might jump from job to job or interest to interest, always searching for that thing that feels right. It's like having a puzzle piece, but not knowing which puzzle it belongs to. The chosen often face challenges in relationships too. You might find it hard to connect with others on a deep level, especially if they don't share your interests or way of seeing the world. Small talk might feel painful to you, but the deep conversations you crave might make others uncomfortable. This can make it hard to form and maintain close relationships, leading to feelings of loneliness. Another common challenge is dealing with self-doubt. When you're different from those around you, it's easy to start wondering if there's something wrong with you. You might question your thoughts, feelings, or experiences, especially if others dismiss them. This self-doubt can hold you back from fully embracing who you are and sharing your gifts with the world. Many of the chosen also struggle with the practical aspects of life. You might find it hard to focus on mundane tasks or to understand why certain things are important in our society. Paying bills, following a routine, or dealing with bureaucracy might feel incredibly frustrating to you. It's like being asked to do a job with tools that don't quite fit your hands. The chosen often face challenges with their mental health too. The feeling of being different, combined with sensitivity to the world around you, can sometimes lead to anxiety or depression. You might feel a deep sadness about the state of the world, or anxiety about your place in it. It's important to recognize these feelings and seek help if you need it. Another challenge is balancing your inner world with the outer world. You might have a rich inner life of thoughts, feelings, and ideas, but struggle to express these or bring them into reality. It can feel like you're living in two different worlds sometimes, and bridging the gap between them can be hard. Many of the chosen also struggle with time management. You might find yourself lost in thought or creative projects, losing track of time and missing appointments or deadlines. The structured time of work or school might feel constraining to you, making it hard to fit into traditional schedules. Lastly, the chosen often face the challenge of feeling responsible for changing the world. You might feel a strong urge to help others or to solve big problems, but feel overwhelmed by the enormity of these tasks. This can lead to feelings of guilt or inadequacy when you can't immediately fix everything you see wrong in the world. These challenges can seem daunting, but remember, every challenge also brings opportunities for growth and understanding. In the next sections, we'll talk about how to cope with these challenges and even turn them into strengths. Remember, being one of the chosen isn't easy, but it's also a gift that can bring unique insights and abilities. Now that we've talked about the challenges, let's explore why being different, being one of the chosen, might actually be a good thing. There's a purpose to your uniqueness, even if it doesn't always feel that way. First, let's think about innovation and progress. Throughout history, it's often been the people who think differently who have pushed humanity forward. From scientists who questioned the accepted theories of their time to artists who created entirely new forms of expression, those who didn't quite fit in have often been the ones to bring new ideas into the world. Your different way of thinking might be exactly what's needed to solve a problem or create something beautiful. The chosen often have a unique perspective that allows them to see things others miss. You might notice patterns or connections that aren't obvious to everyone else. This ability can be incredibly valuable in fields like science, art, psychology, or even business. Your different viewpoint might be the key to a breakthrough or a new way of doing things. Many of the chosen also have a strong sense of empathy and compassion. In a world that can sometimes seem cold or uncaring, this is a precious gift. Your ability to understand and feel for others can make you a powerful force for good. You might be drawn to helping professions, or you might simply be the person your friends turn to when they need support. This empathy can help build bridges between people and create more understanding in the world. The spiritual connection that many of the chosen feel can also serve a greater purpose. In a world that's often focused on material things, your awareness of something deeper can be a reminder of what's truly important. You might help others connect with their own spiritual side, or your insights might bring more meaning and depth to the lives of those around you. Your sensitivity, while sometimes challenging, can also be a gift. You might pick up on subtle cues or energies that others miss, allowing you to navigate situations more effectively or help others understand what's really going on beneath the surface. This sensitivity can make you an excellent mediator, counselor, or leader. The chosen often feel a strong drive to make the world a better place. This sense of purpose, while sometimes overwhelming, can lead to meaningful action and positive change. Your dissatisfaction with the status quo might motivate you to work towards solutions for societal problems, or to create art that moves people to think differently. Your ability to think deeply and question things can also serve an important purpose. In a world of quick judgments and surface-level thinking, your tendency to look deeper can bring valuable insights. You might be the one to ask the important questions that others are overlooking. Many of the chosen also have a strong connection to nature or a sense of the interconnectedness of all things. This perspective is increasingly important as we face global challenges like climate change. Your respect for the natural world and your understanding of how everything is linked can inspire others and contribute to finding sustainable solutions. The creativity that many of the chosen possess is another valuable gift. Your unique way of seeing the world can lead to new forms of art, music, literature, or even scientific theories. This creativity can enrich the world and help others see things from new perspectives. Lastly, simply by being yourself, you serve an important purpose. Your uniqueness can inspire others to embrace their own differences. In a world that often pressures people to conform, your willingness to be true to yourself can be a powerful example. Remember, the purpose of being different isn't always clear right away. It might take time to understand how your unique qualities can best serve the world. But trust that your differences are not a mistake. They're an important part of who you are and what you have to offer. Feeling different can be challenging, but there are ways to cope and even thrive. Let's explore some strategies that can help you navigate life as one of the chosen. First, it's important to accept yourself. This might sound simple, but it's often the hardest part. Remember that your differences are not flaws. They're part of what makes you unique and valuable. Try to embrace your quirks and unusual perspectives. Instead of wishing you were more like everyone else, celebrate the things that make you stand out. Finding your tribe can make a huge difference. While you might feel different from most people, there are others out there who think and feel similarly to you. Look for groups or communities that share your interests or perspectives. This might be online forums, local meetups, or spiritual groups. Having people who understand you can provide a sense of belonging and validation. Developing your gifts is another important step. Whether it's creativity, empathy, spiritual insight, or analytical thinking, Focus on nurturing your unique abilities. Take classes, read books, or practice skills that align with your natural talents. By developing your strengths, you'll not only feel more confident, but also be better equipped to use your gifts to help others. Learning to manage your sensitivity is crucial. This might involve practices like meditation, yoga, or spending time in nature. These can help you ground yourself and avoid feeling overwhelmed. It's also important to create boundaries. It's okay to say no to situations or people that drain your energy. Finding ways to express yourself can be very helpful. This might be through art, writing, music, or any other creative outlet. Having a way to share your inner world can help you feel understood and can also touch others who might be feeling the same way. Taking care of your mental health is essential. The challenges of being different can sometimes lead to anxiety or depression. Don't hesitate to seek professional help if you need it. A therapist, especially one who understands spiritual or existential issues, can provide valuable support and strategies. Learning to bridge the gap between your inner world and the outer world is another important skill. Practice explaining your ideas in ways that others can understand. This might involve using analogies or finding common ground. Remember, you don't have to change your ideas, just find effective ways to communicate them. Balancing your spiritual side with practical life is also important. While it's great to explore big ideas and spiritual concepts, remember to stay grounded in the physical world too. Find ways to bring your spiritual insights into your everyday life and work. Developing a sense of humor about your differences can be a great coping mechanism. Being able to laugh at the awkward moments or misunderstandings can make them easier to handle. Plus, humor can be a great way to connect with others. Lastly, remember that it's okay to take breaks. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the world or by your own thoughts and feelings, it's fine to step back and take some time for yourself. Self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. Now, let's celebrate the beauty of being unique. Being one of the chosen, while challenging at times, is also a wonderful gift. Your uniqueness allows you to see the world in ways that others might miss. You might notice the intricate patterns in nature, the subtle emotions in a piece of music, or the deeper meanings behind everyday events. This ability to see beauty and depth in the world around you is truly special. Your different perspective can lead to incredible creativity. Whether you express this through art, music, writing, or even in your approach to problem solving, your unique viewpoint can result in truly original and inspiring creations. You have the ability to show others new ways of seeing and understanding the world. The empathy and sensitivity that often come with being one of the chosen are beautiful traits. Your ability to deeply understand and care for others can bring more compassion and kindness into the world. In a society that sometimes seems to value toughness over tenderness, your empathy is a precious gift. Your spiritual awareness, whether it's a connection to nature, a sense of something greater than yourself, or a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, is a beautiful aspect of who you are. This awareness can bring depth and meaning to your life and to the lives of those around you. The questions you ask and the way you challenge accepted ideas can lead to growth and progress. Your willingness to look deeper and think differently is what pushes humanity forward. Never underestimate the power of your unique thoughts and ideas. Your authenticity is beautiful too. In a world where many people try to fit in or conform, your willingness to be true to yourself is inspiring. By being genuinely you, you give others permission to do the same. The depth of your feelings and experiences, while sometimes overwhelming, is also a beautiful thing. You have the capacity to experience life in vivid color, to feel things deeply, and to engage with the world in a profound way. This depth allows you to live life fully and to create meaningful connections with others and the world around you. Your desire to make the world a better place is a beautiful trait. Whether it's through grand actions or small daily kindnesses, your drive to create positive change is admirable and important. Remember, your uniqueness is not a burden. It's a gift. Embrace it, nurture it, and share it with the world. You never know how your unique perspective or abilities might touch someone else's life or contribute to making the world a better place. As we wrap up our exploration of why the chosen don't fit in anywhere, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've talked about who the chosen are, the signs of being one, why they often feel out of place, and the challenges they face. We've also discussed the spiritual connection many of the chosen feel, the purpose behind being different, ways to cope with feeling out of place, and the beauty of being unique. Remember, if you're one of the chosen, you're not alone. There are others out there who feel the same way, who see the world as you do. Your uniqueness is not a flaw, it's a gift. While it may sometimes feel challenging to be different, your unique perspective, sensitivity, and abilities have the power to bring positive change to the world. Embrace your differences. Nurture your gifts. Take care of yourself, find your tribe, and don't be afraid to let your light shine. The world needs people who think differently, who feel deeply, who question the status quo, and who strive to make things better. Being one of the chosen doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. It just means you're different. And that difference is valuable. Your unique way of seeing and experiencing the world can lead to new ideas, deeper understanding, and more compassion. So, if you've ever felt like you don't quite fit in, take heart. Maybe you're not meant to fit in. Maybe you're meant to stand out, to blaze your own trail, to see things others miss, and to bring your unique gifts to the world. Embrace your journey as one of the chosen. It may not always be easy, but it's always worthwhile. Remember, you are not alone, you are not wrong, and you are deeply valuable just as you are. Keep shining your unique light. The world needs it more than ever.